Thompson. Happy birthday!
Hey there, Mustangs! Today for lunch we'll be having steak bites with breadsticks or Little Caesars pizza, cheese, or pepperoni. Monday's lunch will be cheeseburgers or hot dogs with Cody sauce. That's all I got for today, Mustangs. See ya!
Now it's time for your announcements. There's no school this Friday due to Veterans Day. Make sure if you see a veteran, thank them for their service. That's all the time we have for today. See ya!
Hey Mustangs, I'm Isabel Fitzpatrick and I'm back with your Mustang Sports. Boys basketball has a game today versus Lincoln County at 5:30. It's an away game. The next wrestling meet is Friday at Scott County. Archery's first meet is Friday at Woodford County. Today's verse of the day is Colossians 4:5. Live wisely among those who are not believers and make the most of every opportunity. That's all for today, Mustangs. See ya!
Hey there, Mustangs. I'm here interviewing
Jude Thompson,
Ashton White,
and Jacob Pegg.
So guys, how did you use cooperation in your week so far?
In language arts, we had to work together for stations.
Me and Jacob use cooperation in Spanish by
Doing the big projects like the Play-Doh Hero Blind Yourself.
That's really cool, guys. Thanks. Well, that's all I got for today, Mustangs. Hey there, Mustangs. I'm here with a special interviewing
Miss O'Kennedy.
So, how does Veterans Day currently affect you right now?
Today and this week really has been kind of sad. My father was in the Marine Corps for 30 years, and he always came in to talk to the students about Veterans Day, and he passed away April. So this is the first Veterans Day that I have not had my father with me.
I'm sorry. And do you know anybody besides your dad that was in the military?
Yes, I know several people that aren't related to me, but relations. My father, both of my brother-in-laws were in the military. All 5 of my children have served in one capacity or another. And my daughter-in-law and my son-in-law are in the military.
That's a lot.
Yes.
That's very cool. And how is Veterans Day? How do you feel about Veterans Day?
Veterans Day, because of my military, not my personal military background, but because I grew up immersed in the military, it means you stand up when you say the pledge. You stand a little straighter. You know that at any time someone close to you or someone close to someone that's close to you could be called away and be gone. My daughter right now, her husband is at home, but he is a nuclear engineer on a nuclear sub in the Navy, and he goes off to sea for 7-8 months at a time. My daughter's sad at that time, but then she can be called away. So it's really close. I'm really proud of all the people that have served because of them I get to teach U.S. history. I get to voice my opinion. It's a very important part of everybody's life to have people out there fighting to keep our way of life alive.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. That's amazing.
You're welcome, Brad.
That's all I got for today, Mustangs. See ya.
Bye.
70 years from now, when the 5th generation from D-Day takes its place among this nation's citizens, I hope they will live in liberty, as we have been blessed to do. I hope they know justice and opportunity, peace and plenty. But most importantly, may they gather in gratitude and honor, remembering the price paid again and again in so many places and times to secure these gifts. May they also be grateful, humble, and may they preserve the legacy of those who served and sacrificed for the generations that follow their own. May they and we never, ever forget.
Dudley R. Brown. I'm originally from New Jersey. I live in Hendersonville right now. And my experience on D-Day was I was assigned to the 8th Air Force. I flew a top turret gunner, flight engineer and top turret gunner on a B-17G named the Friend of Sea. And when we were over there we had a crew of 11, and we knew something was up because they got us up early that morning, earlier than usual. But it was a overload or overlord was kept pretty good secret there, and nobody knew anything about it. The officers went to briefing, and they come back and said, "Boys, this is it." So we got in our planes that took off, and as we formed up above the clouds, it was a cloudy day that day. In fact, they were supposed to go the 5th of June, but they had bad weather, and Eisenhower postponed it. But they had to go the next day, but they still had some clouds. But when we got over to the English Channel, and there was a break in the clouds, all you could see was ships. Couldn't see the water hardly. Once in a while you'd see it, but just like the gentleman before me, all those ships were gone, and you knew at once that a lot of those boys weren't coming back.
I'm Andy Andrews, and I'm 90 years old, and when I was 20 years old, I was on a Higgins boat going to Normandy Beach. I can't believe that I was on that Higgins boat, but the three main things that I remember about the whole war is the preparation, the strike, and the suffering all over the world, all over Europe. But anyway, I remember being in England, taking training and seeing miles and miles and miles of tanks and jeeps and weapons carriers and ambulances as far as you could see. And that's when I realized each one of those things had to have a driver. And when I heard that there were 175,000 men getting ready to attack England and 30,000 vehicles, I realized that what I had seen, somebody had to go get them and put them on a ship, go across 100 miles of water, and be ready to go to the beach. My memories of that special trip was being on a troop carrier that had 5,000 men on it, and the captain came on and said, "Welcome," and I felt welcome. And he said, "When these big engines stop, you guys will be 12 miles from France, 12 miles from combat." And sure enough, we were all sitting on a steel floor, and nobody was talking, nobody was shooting craps, nobody playing cards. It was dark, and we just sat there thinking about home, our dog, our wives, our families, our brothers. And those engines stopped, and they said, "H Company upstairs." So H Company got up and walked up 3 flights of steel steps, went out on the deck, and that was our first sight of France. But we couldn't see France because of the smoke. We saw the hill country behind it. And right next to our ship, the SS Texas battleship was anchored and was shooting those great big 14-inch shells
And we were glad because we thought they were going to land on the beach, but they went behind the beach. The beach was just as smooth as candy, smooth as could be. Weren't any holes. They told us there'd be a lot of holes for you guys to hide in, but there weren't any holes.
That's all I have for today, Mustangs. Have a tremendous Thursday.